maybe, theoretically. Hey, everybody on TikTok, how are you? Hope you guys are doing well. Everyone on Facebook, YouTube. If TikTok could give me, let me know that you can hear me and see me all right. That would be really helpful. Guys on Facebook or YouTube, both actually, could give me a that you can hear me and see me all right. That would be helpful as well. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. So welcome, everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, a Taino airwalk called the Ivy League Psychic Academy, where I train people internationally in everything, ranging from development to tarot, astrology, numerology, Reiki. We train as well as adults in intuitive intelligence, how to manage it and how to in your life or professionally. So check out the Ivy League Psychic Academy to get more information on classes. If you want to book a reading with me, I believe that's going to be running as a band here. If you're on YouTube, you can go to Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. And tonight we're going to be doing our monthly Get a Grip on Love Life and Relationships. All relationships, not romantic, but all relationship questions go here, including your pets. Now, if you and your cat were soulmates in a previous life, or if you are now, you relationship with your parents or a kid or a coworker, or a boss, whatever it is, okay, but most of these questions do tend to be love, and certainly happy to concentrate on that. I am here with Christina Del Rey, astrologer and tarot teacher at the Ivy League Psychic Academy. Chris, how are you?
Good. I'm so excited to be back.
Yay. I know, and fun. So Christina's going to be answering your questions using tarot and astrology, because this is so if you're posting a question and you know the other person's sun, moon, rising, Venus, any of that, you can go ahead and include. You don't have to. I will be answering your questions from a psychic mediumship perspective. $10 gets you the short answer. $10 gets you the long answer. And Mary, producer, will be taking your questions and getting them in order here. Now, if you want to use Venmo, Cash App, you could do that. That's above or below in the description box or in my link tree. Just hop onto YouTube at Ask Ivy. You could do it right here, all of it here. And question. I would appreciate if you could please include the first name of whoever it is you're referring to. And if that's like embarrassing or whatever, you want to protect for whatever reason, use a pseudonym if you have to, but it helps me to speed up the process. It's quite quick. All right. And it looks like we have a few questions coming in here. All we're going to do is skip announcements, other than we do have Roots Revival church service coming up with Reverend Christina. Again, our astrologer, Roots Revival, next service on Sunday, January at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, back here on all of these platforms. We're going to be talking about Pluto, Aquarius, and this is going to be part one of a two-part series. The revolution. So Pluto in Aquarius, the revolution, part one. Christina, do you want to tell them real quick about what that is so they could tune in?
So Pluto is going to go to the 29th degree of Capricorn. And during that time, during now and between that time and the time it goes into Aquarius at 0 degrees, we have to finish up the lessons of Capricorn. So when a planet gets to the 29th degree, it becomes very urgent that we pay attention and get that business done before we can move on to the next and the new. So when it does move, that will be part, when we'll talk about it, actually, when it goes into Aquarius, we'll talk about that being part two in part 2. But part 1 is really making sure that you clean up all your Pluto in Capricorn stuff before you move on to the next thing.
So I like that. We are taking the time to focus on what, because as you approach a deadline, that's really it. You know, we always like to say things like, you have all the time in the rush things and take it easy and go with the flow. Sometimes, other times, okay, you seriously, everything in life is clearly on a deadline because we're born at a very specific time. We die at a very specific time. We need to get things done at a specific time. So we're going to be talking about that at church, the next 2 church guys, again, Roots Revival Interfaith. And if you want to listen to the old podcast of Roots, you could do that anywhere. You can listen to a podcast, or you can go here on YouTube at Roots Revival playlist and watch old services. We will see you January 22nd, p.m. Eastern, again for our church service. All right, so we are going to move on. We have coming in here. Christina, you want me to go first?
Yes, I do want to let you know that you're cutting in and out just slightly. I can hear most of what you're saying, though.
Okay. So, I was noticing that with you as well. So I don't know if it's on my end or if. Let me see real quick if we can hear out of Mary. Mary, how is my audio before we go ahead and get started? This. Mary, is my audio okay? Okay, my audio is glitching.
And mine as well, or just Ivy's?
Christina's as well, or just mine? Christina is okay, and I am not okay. All right. What I could try to do is use a different. Let me see if that will fix it. And you guys let me know if this other mic is a better situation. Christina, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to do a little test run real quick. Hold on.
I can't hear anything right now. Oh, you're on mute. That's why. Mute.
Okay, how is this? We went back to the old system. Is this at least
better?
something?
You already sound better.
Okay, we're just going to leave it at this because, again, it's Mercury retrograde. This is going to be the best that I could do. All right, so let's go ahead with the first question. Again, you guys, $5 gets you the short answer. $10 gets you the long answer. And we have one coming in here from a Nicole B. This is a $10 question. She wants to know, I, Scorpio, had a really solid circle of friends about 7 years ago. I then moved out of state twice, started a business, went through a pandemic. I feel very alone and would love to know if you see myself having that again, a strong, supportive group of friends. Thank you. Okay. The first thing that I'm feeling with this, Nicole, is that this isn't so much about you losing a strong, supportive group of friends as it is you evolving more into who you are mentally, spiritually, within your life contract. And I like to say that especially when you level up within your life contract, as you did when you moved 2 times over and launched a new business, with every level, there's a new devil. One of the other things we see within a life contract, which would match your astrology or your numerology chart, is that we have a tendency to have to detox before a pivotal year. You get about 5 to 6 different pivotal years over the course of your entire life. And before that pivotal year hits, that huge level up opportunity, unfortunately, sort of, you go through 2 years of detox. During the 2 years of detox, You could see loss of loved ones, breakups, divorces, loss of friendships, or just a change in those type of relationship dynamics. It can also happen with residency, job change, financial change. A lot of different stuff goes on. But we have to understand that it's for the purpose of making room for the new. Okay. So every time the bus stops, somebody's got to get off. In order for a new door to open, another door has to close. And so this is a natural part of the growth process. I think that what you're trying to find at this point are people that are a little bit more like-minded to you. And that may be where some of the trouble's coming in, is that people only want to go so deep. They really don't want to go deep at all. And a lot of people are stuck in their systems. As we get older, we realize that more and more people only hang out with their family. They only hang out with their friends they've ever had since like elementary or high school. They don't want to evolve because it's safe. It's stagnating them out. These aren't worthy relationships of our time or attention a lot of the time, but they don't want to leave and expand beyond that. Okay. They're comfortable. They're functioning somewhat, or they've learned how to handle the devils there, so it's the devil, let's say. I think that what you're going to be leading into though here over the next year are more and more introductions with people, 3 in particular, who are being put on your path, 2 that are a little bit less so, but still significant players that are going to resonate more with your growth, your soul, your life contract, and your spiritual evolution. Christina?
Yeah, so I pulled the past card, and it was the star, which means I think you did have a really good group of friends for that vibration that you were in the past. But then, the current situation of you being not fulfilled, not happy. But what the future card was telling me was that, you kind of need to release something in your daily life. It's like the work got in the way. I totally agree with Ivy about the, cleansing everything out. Scorpio is being squared by Saturn right now. So I do know a lot of Scorpios feel kind of isolated, alone. But, and that will actually change in March. But, you have to sort of make kind of room in your work life. It seems like the work maybe is taking up too much time, or the routine that you're doing every day. It's almost like, like in the law of attraction, you have to sort of make space for that, like make a space for it. And then it will come once you put it out there. When I pulled the moon oracle cards, I got that prosperity lies ahead. So I do think that there is a higher vibrational friend group coming in for you once you make room for them. But you have to think about what you need to release. You should be, releasing any baggage. And you're kind of doing that Pluto work that we're going to talk about. You're going to finish up, the lessons here. And then, you're going to be able to move into that prosperous time. And this says, believe in the impossible. It might seem impossible right now, but I really do think that, a better friend group is coming, a more high vibrational. Think about who you want to let in too, because you don't want to let in just everybody. You want to let in only people who are vibrating on the same level. So you have to think about, okay, these people are interested in gossiping all day. Well, I don't really want to hang out with them. I want to hang out with, people who have the same interest as me. So, I'm thinking going to a meetup, or, meeting people, in the same realm that you have interests in. But yes, I think that eventually, I don't know, I'm getting 2 months, 3 months. I'm more towards summer.
Beautiful. All right. Very cool. Thank you so much for that question, Nicole, and good luck. Enjoy the process. All right. We have another $10 question coming in here from Shay, who asks, Scorpio. Okay. So Shay is a Scorpio. Jason is a Capricorn. We have been together for 7 years. I graduated college and will need to move out of the state for work. Is he going to come with me, or is this going to end? All right. So the first thing that I'm getting with this is that it's essentially up to you, because I think that you could sort of get him to come with you. And I feel that one of the things that happens with Jason is that he doesn't necessarily have big plans in another direction, and that he does want to be wherever you are. So he may sort of go along with that, even if it's not authentically resonating with where he belongs or his growth. He may just go ahead and do it because it's comfortable and because he does love you. I think, though, that this relationship has seen better days, is what I'm hearing from your grandfather on mom's side of the family. It has seen better days. You may be fed up with a lot of different aspects of this relationship. Mostly, if we look at the root cause, is because there isn't growth. And whenever I'm looking at a relationship contract that has been fulfilled, as yours has, and in addition to that, we have two people who aren't really able to grow in the confines of the relationship itself, not because they can't, but because some of the issues haven't been resolved. So they're sort of choosing not to. Then, we have a bigger problem. And I wouldn't consider it necessarily a bad thing. I would say that this relationship should be valued for what it offered during the time of the contract and how well you guys really did with fulfilling that contract. He taught you what stability in real love looked like. He taught you what it looked like to get a certain level of intimacy with someone, but from their willingness to express how they feel about you. You were able to give him some different aspects that he needed of healing from his childhood, motivation to go and do something bigger, with his self-confidence and strength in life and career. And I think that at this point, though, for him to come with you, even if he does, it may not last very long. And it may be wiser just to let it be what it is and leave it in the past. Christina?
Yeah, I got release on all three cards, actually. So, letting go. In the present position, I don't think that you should end badly or anything like that. It just looks like it's kind of like if you guys do go together, it's not going to be all it's cracked up to be. It might be like kind of exciting at first of a new adventure, but then you're going to be like, oh, this is the same relationship. I did get healing family issues. I don't know if there are some family issue dynamics, but it does seem like there is a difference there between the two of you. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it almost seems like it's served its time. And also, I did do dice as well, and I got Pluto, which it is really all about transformation. I also got the sign for Pisces, which, might mean that you need to put up some boundaries in the relationship. You don't really want just somebody kind of coming along with you because they come along. And I also think that you are going to meet somebody in that new space as well. It does seem like there is a lot of like a big friend group or a big social group there. And then it just seems like that you kind of do meet the one. So I would think really long and hard before I would just, kind of take him with it. It just seems like it may hold you back.
100%, 100%. And Christina and I did a class, it's here on YouTube at Ask Ivy, called The Reality of Relationships. And it's all about honoring what a relationship is and the contract between the two of you without making it go sour by trying to force it to be something it is not. This is a prime example of that, knowing when to leave the party and stay friends. It's awesome. It can be. All right. So good luck with all that. We are going to move on to another question here from a Jan. I do want to also, I forgot to ask you guys if you could please take a second to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. If you want to hit the join button here on YouTube at Ask Ivy to become a member for all kinds of extras and perks, please do so. And please leave a comment wherever you're tuning in tonight because it helps us out in the algorithm. $5 gets you the short answer to your love or relationship question, and $10 gets you the longer answer. So we have a question here from a Jan, and this is a $10 question. And she wants to know if Fred has any dating potential. Okay, let's tap into Fred's energy. Fred seems a little bit hit or miss, and I don't know if this is a ghosting issue, or if this is a situation where it's almost like the technology may be messing with things. Here's a good example. Sometimes these dating apps, they want to get you to pay. And so if you met them on a dating app, one of the things that they'll do is, I believe they're measuring it in the algorithms or whatever. If there's a solid level of interaction, they may remove this person and try to force you to pay, which is really evil and disturbing and cruel, right? If we think about it, that on these dating apps, if you Google it and fall down a rabbit hole, you'll see it happens all the time. They'll take connections that are actually working and break the two of you up real quick to make sure you stay on the app and that you will actually have your self-esteem in the toilet and pay for the app. So I have all kinds of theories on this, but I've witnessed it several times, Googled it, and it does happen. So I think that you may think he was a bot, or we may find that it looks like he's ghosting and he's not. I think that one of the things you need to do quickly when you find a connection like this is to get off the app. Okay. This is for everybody. Get off of there quickly. Give him your phone number or something. But I think that his behavior in general may be a little bit hit or miss there as well, where he tends to give a lot of information and you guys seem to be connecting very well. Intellectually, right? And even emotionally, he has some depth there where he's willing to share some aspects of his life that he's comfortable sharing on that level. But then he seems to do a little bit of the disappearing act. And I think it may be because he has a lot of healing going on right now and he's a lot of other things and he may not be the best multitasker. So you're going to want to keep that in mind as well if this does end up going a little bit further. Christina?
Okay, so I pulled that in the past he's unbalanced. He was kind of, I don't know if this is like the loss of something, an emotional upset, but there was some unbalanced energy in the past. However, I do see a lot of attraction in your this is the Lover's card. So right now everything looks really good. I would say that you have to develop, I tried to clarify this card and it said to develop trust, but it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of trust there quite yet. And I would be leery of it because I did pull this card and usually this is a teamwork card, but I don't know. I just got the feeling that maybe there's a third person, maybe somebody he has feelings for that he hasn't let go yet. And I did pull, separation and deception. So the separation could go along with what Ivy was saying about the messages getting, hijacked in the dating app. And, but, I would just watch out, make sure he's not, if you're going to develop trust, then there can't be any third parties. You want to make sure that he's telling you the truth about everything. When I pulled the dice, now the dice are saying, it's saying that there's a lot more than meets the eye with Fred. I'm thinking he has a lot of secrets that he is not ready to trust anybody with yet. So he goes very deep, but I'm not sure that he's ready to share that. And I don't know if this is the type of person who, stays in the house at all, but it does seem to me like that he does love a beautiful woman. Just, don't let him take advantage of you. Make sure that you are keeping those boundaries up. And, you are letting him know if you want to start something, it's just going to be the two of you.
I definitely felt that when you said he keeps a lot of secrets.
Yeah, like I got Scorpio, I got deception, I got the 3 card. I don't know. Like it's not that he's not interested. It's just I was a little bit you better be careful kind of thing.
Yeah. And I think that when some people have learned to present themselves as sharing a lot about themselves, but that on their level is not very deep, so just be mindful there as well. Very interesting. Okay. And we love to see you do the dice too, Christina. I want to see you do that at some point. Okay. So let's move on to another question here. Again, you guys keep posting your questions. If you go through Venmo, Cash App, you're going to need to post the question there. All right. So make sure Mary, our producer, has it. If you do it all on YouTube, it's all in one place. So, all right. So we have a $10 from a Danielle. And she wants to know I'm an Aries. What do you see next for me in my career? Okay, so here's the thing. Tonight we're doing relationship questions. However, the next Get a Grip show I have coming up in 2 Wednesdays, I am switching the topic to get a grip on your money, career, and investments. So you guys can tune in on that show and start asking about your money, your work, your investments, right? Resources, all that jazz. But we are going to go ahead. Thank you. Yes, that's January 25th at 8:30. But we are going to go ahead and take this, Danielle. So if we could just pop that back up. So Danielle wants to know, as an Aries, what do we see next for her in her career? The first thing that I see is you sort of shedding and leaving what you've been doing. And I see you elevating yourself up with a very deliberate mindset. So this mentality that you are revisiting some things from your past, you're looking at your training, your education, the tools in your toolbox, your skill sets, anything that you've picked up along the way that you maybe meant to use more, or that was somehow sidetracked, put up on a shelf collecting dust because you were getting promotions somewhere else and it was taking you further and further away. Now, what I feel you doing is looking very carefully, meticulously at your life path and your life contract and saying, what do I feel passionate about? One of the things that you've been noticing is that you feel passionate about things that you knew you were passionate about in the past, but didn't necessarily move up to the forefront. So, I think that the next big focus is going to be on moving toward a greater level of leadership, an ability for you to organize projects more, and also an ability for you to use your communication skills more. Christina, do you want to like wing it and do a money, career, investment question?
This is so crazy. You should see what I pulled for her.
Awesome.
So I have, in the past, I have, kind of beat up a little bit, maybe not trusting in career, like it just kind of taking people's crap, and kind of in the moment, I have her not really knowing what to manifest. Like she's just like kind of like, I don't even know what I want. You know what I mean? But you do have the ability to do that. It's just you're not feeling it it might not be the time. But what Ivy just said, like these 2 cards. So this card is becoming a boss. This is literally the Aries card, like bossing. And who are you bossing? Oh, a team of people. So that's basically what you just said, right? Yeah. I also see you leading. You're not going to be happy if you're not leading, and it's going to be a new group, but it's almost like you have to get motivated to do it. Right? You're going to know when the time is. You're going to have to check your intuition. You're going to have to check you're going to know, but it definitely involves leading. It definitely involves a group of people. And let me pull some moon cards as well. Some oracle cards just to see. Okay, so it says that your commitment is being tested. So this is a first quarter moon, so you're kind of deciding where you want to go at this point. That it's not where you've been, but that there's something bigger and better. You're very close to achieving your goal. So the gibbous moon. So this is more like I feel like it's something that you wanted to do before, but it never really manifested. So it's almost like you have to go and do that now. You have to like look back and see like this is Mercury retrograde too. So we're kind of redoing things. We're kind of relooking at communications that you wanted to do in the past, but for some reason they didn't work out or they didn't develop quite as they should have. And we got new moon in Virgo too. So a time to give rather than to take. So a new moon in Virgo would be starting a new routine, starting a new job. I mean, Virgo, 6th house, that's your day-to-day, your day-to-day routines, what you do at work every day, but starting new, whether that being a new idea that you birth into being, or an actual new job. But there is a new job on the horizon. I don't know how much I just talked, but I can roll some dice right now, just real quick. Okay. I love my dice, right? Yeah, Jupiter. Money. There's money in this too.
There's a lot
Jupiter
of money
and
in this.
Taurus.
Yep.
Oh, wait,
This
when
is
Jupiter
where
goes
the
into
money
Taurus.
is.
Wait, so Jupiter's going to be in Taurus until I think it was yeah. So this is I think maybe like 2-month mark, 2-3 month mark.
Great, awesome. Good for you, Danielle. Okay, so just do it. You know, don't come from a place of fear. Definitely, I agree 100% with the dice here that this is where your money is. It's funny that sometimes we take a risk and it's like, holy cow, you could have never predicted how good the prosperity is going to be, you know, because it didn't logically match up or emotionally match up. All right, we're going to move on to another question. So we are back to relationship and love questions. Again, I will be doing money, career, and investments. Get a grip. That's going to be in 2 weeks. All right, so we have Mary asked a $10 question, and she wants to know, I'd like to know if my relationship with my daughter, Teresa, will improve over time. Since she was little, I have felt a karmic connection. Have we sorted through it yet? If not, what work needs to be done? Okay, so the first thing I'm feeling between Mary, you and your daughter, Teresa, is a little bit of throat chakra issue over here on the right side. Whenever I'm getting a throat chakra problem to the right, we're talking about something coming up in the future. And what that can mean is that she needs to speak her truth, okay, number one. And number two, she needs to make sure that it was heard. So she may be speaking her truth more, not just with you, but with people in general. And when she does that, it's going to be important for you to acknowledge that she did. If there are any types of changes that she wants to see, or if she's asking for a specific type of support, it's imperative you give it at that time, because she's going to, after that, be making adjustments to her relationship based on that feedback and support or lack thereof. And I think that one of the things you bring to the table with her is an honesty, almost like a raw honesty. She chose you before she came to Earth as her parent because you were going to give that raw honesty, and she needs it in her life. That is structure. She needs to trust that what you say is coming from your truth as well. So it's almost like you're a soundboard, you know, for her. And I think that's important to keep in mind during that time. So we're not just telling her whatever she wants to hear. We're actually reacting from what it is that you feel and think, but being totally open-minded to what it is that she says. I think that that's one of the last pieces of the karmic contract. And that to me feels like it'll be sort of it for the next like maybe 10, 20 years. And then we're going to be dealing with some other transitional stuff. I think that what you can also do is to examine the fact that she did choose you as her mother, because you are the one who portrays to her what it is that she should be portraying to the world as a woman. And so that's another angle that you could sort of push, whether it be like feminist concepts, the revolution, spiritual evolution, unapologetically being out there with her intuition, things like this. This is the power of women taking it back. Okay. So dabble in that more. Christina?
Yeah, so I feel like things have been unbalanced in the past, but it does feel like you're coming out of that situation. It feels like it is getting better, the connection. There is a karmic connection there. I mean, to me, it's a lifelong karmic connection, because, like, I know how it is with my kids, and I know it's like a constant, because they are there to make you better. So that's what it is. And, I think that the magician in the future position is saying, you have to connect with spirit, and, for this, and, ask your guides, what do I need to do? And there's a lot of choices. There's a lot of things that you don't know in this situation, with your daughter. So you want to be, the person that she can talk to, she can say anything to, and that, you're going to still be there for her. You're still going to use all the tools, because the magician here has the tools. So you're going to pull out every tool you have, and you're going to help her navigate the unknown. And I just get like with the karmic connection, I just get that, like it's just a forever work at it kind of thing. I mean, you might have like ended one karmic cycle and then you go into another one. It's just a continuous thing. And with the moon cards that I pulled, it said a fiery climax approaches. So, if there is some kind of blow up or some kind of big, big thing that you both release, you want to be there for that. You want to see how you can approach it. You want her to know that she's not alone. And I've also pulled be bold and make the first move. So really, it really helps to know your child's astrology. It really helps to know their it just helps so much, because then you can kind of tell where they are going and how you can support them, because that is our job, to support our kids and try to lead them in the correct direction. And let me see what I have from the dice on that as well. Yeah, so I immediately get the North Node, which means you have more to do together. North Node is where we're heading in the future, and it's just you're guiding her through this time that is like unknown for her. We have Cancer, so that is the mom energy guiding her, and the third house, which is the throat chakra. Again, we have the throat chakra. It's all about the communication. There is a book, how to talk to teens, so teens will learn how to talk. It's one of the best books I've read to help with my daughter.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you so much for that question, Mary. We are going to move on to the next one. We have a $10 question from Tiffany. And she asks, Tiffany is a Gemini. Her person is a Capricorn. Okay, we are just separated. Did I make the right decision to walk away? Thank you. Okay, did Tiffany make the right decision to walk away from this person? I 100% feel yes, absolutely. And I'll tell you that the first thing that pops up from this individual is that they could have shared more. You asked and clearly communicated that you need more, you want more, you feel more connected to them when they give more, and you weren't asking for a heck of a lot. I mean, when we're just asking for the bare minimum, could you share some of your thoughts with me on this topic? Could you share some of your feelings toward me? Could you show and display more affection on a regular basis so that I know that we're kind of like connected and I'm not just another random person in your life? I feel like this individual kept you almost like a coworker, like coworker status. And the thing that I don't like about it is that it feels deliberate. Okay. So some people are not affectionate. I got Gemini all over my chart. I understand what it is to not be super emotional or super affectionate and not even realize that you're offensive in that. However, I also know what it is to have someone come to you and say, I need more. And you remember that if you care and you deliver, you find a way to deliver. Even if you're faking it, you make a point of making sure the other person has their love language or whatever met. Okay. This did not happen here. And there's no excuse for it aside from laziness or, which I really think is happening here, manipulation. Manipulation in this case is almost narcissistic. It's like breadcrumbing, and it's actually quite abusive. I don't like it. You did the right thing. Keep walking. And as this person tries to come and suck you back in, I would not toy with it whatsoever, because you got something way better coming in and you won't ever have to ask for any of this. Christina?
Yeah, I have that there were happy times in the past. But that, that, I don't know if it was his words that kind of lead you to separation, but it does seem like his words are, because I also pulled the reverse Nine of Cups as well. So it's like his words were making you very unhappy, or, his comments were making you very unhappy. And because he was unhappy, you were unhappy. So I did get separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So that makes sense with your present card. Also, too, I just get that there were a difference of almost like spiritual beliefs or something. Like, you had it like there was just a difference there. And it's almost like he couldn't respect it or something, or like it just didn't mesh together. So, and I do get like that there's, now that this person is gone, that there are opportunities for you. And many times these are romantic opportunities, and not that you would want to rush into anything, but this does, love does seem to be on the horizon for you. And, I also got this card that said, let your friends help you, ask for support from others. So if you are in doubt, I would hang out with your friends and just kind of, remember what it was like to be single, and that single can be very good. I'm just going to hit the dice for a minute. Okay, so yeah, I'm just like, probably, I think that you're supposed to kind of hang out with people more diverse, maybe even like the spiritual thing keeps coming up. I don't know why, but it's almost like the philosophy part of it, people maybe with the same philosophies. Aquarius came up, which has to do with, humanity, friends, hanging out with friends, and, just letting you kind of shine. I feel like you just couldn't do that, like it's almost like there was a shadow on you or something. But I feel like you're in the right direction. You're going the right way.
Mm-hmm. All right, very good. And I see she said she felt like he was holding up her real love. So that's exactly what Christina just said.
Because this is here.
There you go. Okay, cards don't lie. 78 cards. How'd she pull that? And you probably, I think you pulled that like as she, or like right after, you know what I mean? Like it's, we know these things. We don't want to deny these things. All right, we have another question coming in here from a Melissa. This is a $10 question, and she wants to know, my boyfriend asked for space and continues to text me. Okay, so we don't have a first name, but that's okay. I'm already in his energy. And it's a lot of nonsense. I'm just like, I feel for you. I do, but like, don't be that girl like who falls for this. This is just clown behavior. I mean, this is just, it's laughable. Okay, it's ridiculous. He really thinks he's going to pull this over on you. He definitely does. So you must have been good to him. You must have been loyal. You must have given him your heart. And he's acting like a turd. Okay. So when, it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck and it eats duck food or whatever, it's a duck. Okay. That's it. He's a manipulator. He thinks he's going to pull this over on you. And let me tell you why. One of the reasons he's doing this, aside from, I have some, salty words for it. But let me tell you, like, psychologically at the core of this, he does not think he has anything to offer anybody else. He has very little to bring to the table. His personality is pretty weak. His money game's weak. He's just sort of weak. He's a weak link. And so when he sees someone like you that he could siphon energy off of, and you boost his ego by being there for him, by being so, sort of passionate about him, it creates this illusion for him that he is something better than what he actually is underneath. And when he realizes that he's like running out of time with you, or that he really has nothing to offer, he'll pull moves like this. This is a dude who will probably be doing this for the rest of his life. And it's a complete joke. And so you're going to want to learn that people like you of high quality attract naturally low-level people, and that everything he's presented to you up until this point isn't even who he is at all anyways. Now you're seeing his true colors. Drop him like a ton of bricks. Go no contact. Christina?
So I pulled the reverse Queen of Cups in the past position. So I'm thinking that this is not like you weren't happy with him anyway, kind of thing. But like it's almost like being with him is like, it's kind of walking away from the path that you're supposed to go anyway. But I also feel like, I feel like, to clarify this card, I pulled this card, you deserve love. And it's almost like you didn't feel like you did, or you felt like you were supposed to be treated like that, or you just put up with it. But it's saying that, like you're on the wrong track there. Like you deserve love. You deserve to be treated correctly. Now, his words like the Ace of Swords just kind of tells me, the vibration of the words that he's texting you when he says he needs space, that is just not good at all. That's games, manipulation, narcissism. Like you don't have to be a narcissist to have narcissistic tendencies. So, but it does feel like he has some family issues to sort out, and that doesn't involve you. It's one thing that I am learning now is that it is your responsibility to heal yourself. It is each person's individual responsibility. It is not your responsibility to heal this person. They have to deal with their own stuff. And I pulled another card because I felt like, okay, so what's the outcome of all of this? And it really was like, once you get away, like, and I recommend just going cold turkey, I'm done. You can have a last, okay, this is the end of our conversations and then done. But once you do that, like you're seeing it from a different point of view. And, that time out that you're having where you don't talk to him at all, really kind of shows you, and, you make a decision, this says very soon, clearly decide what you want, so that it comes to you now. And I think that you want something a little bit different than that. And real quick, the dice. So what is in Melissa's future? I think that there might be, I think there's time that you need. There's definitely a time period where you need to be alone and introspective and care for yourself. That's where I think that this is all going. I think you need to get away from the toxicity and go cold turkey. Stop texting this person.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. All right, we have another question coming in here from a Jill. This is a $10 question, and she wants to know, where should I be looking to meet my next love interest? Where should Jill be looking? Interestingly enough, I automatically go over here to the left, which is going to signify that you either already know this person and or this is someone from a past life. So when we see past life people coming in, it can feel very much to your reader like you've already met when you haven't. And I think that's what's happening here. So this is somebody brand spanking new, but not new at all. Okay. This is someone you've had at least 3 past lives with, which means that when you meet up, you're going to feel automatically like you've known them forever. You're going to feel extremely comfortable. The conversation will pick up right where it left off. You may be really good at working together as a team with this person as well, and like building things or problem solving. And you may notice that the things that you want to have in life, what you want to create for your future, is identical. And it's weird, and things are synchronistic between the two of you, where the universe keeps putting you back together, even when you're not necessarily together or you're not necessarily talking a lot just yet. The universe could be putting signs and symbols about this person or even their name on your path, just keeping it together. The universe just likes to push us together and make sure we fulfill that contract. There is a contract here, and I think that where you should be looking is, I hate to say it, I'm sorry, but I Tinder. There's a dating app with the T in it. And so I don't know what else it would be. Do some research. I'm not super familiar with all of them, but looked like Tinder. It looked fairly low quality. However, that doesn't mean it doesn't work. It's there for a reason. It ranks high for a reason, and you're not marrying Tinder, so it's like this is going to come through a dating app. This is going to come through something online, and this is going to automatically be quick in the dialogue and something that you're going to want to take onto dry land. It's going to probably be something simple, like having a drink. This person seems to be just a couple towns over from you. I'm hearing Williamsville, so I don't, maybe like a town or 2 towns over from you. So the meeting should be, less than 20 minutes of a drive, which is not a long distance relationship. This person is strong in business, down to earth, light eyes, darker hair, a little salt and pepper, taller, leaner, 6'2" to 6'3", somewhere in there. And very, I don't know what this is about, but like very hygienic. Okay. Very clean. And this individual keeps their life that way too. They want their relationships that way. They want their finances that way. They want high vibrational karmic energy. A couple red flags here though, for sure. Christina, what are you getting? I think you're on mute.
I definitely agree with the technology. To meet somebody. I feel like, she's ready. It does feel like this person has a family already, like a built-in. And that might be a problem at some point. I mean, the red flag might actually be the ex-spouse. But this looks like a hopeful situation, just something that has to sort of be worked out. And it does look like the person is ready for a committed relationship. It's just going to be the communication. But the person does feel like they are family oriented, relationship oriented to me. And the love cards that I pulled for you were new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So they're close. I mean, it's not far away. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And that kind of goes with this Empress card here that I pulled for you. And I see this as you. You are full of love and ready to love. And I also see this was interesting. I've never pulled this card. Reconciliation, somebody from the past returning into your life. And there was a family card here too. So I'm just wondering, if there is somebody from the past that you may have, kind of overlooked a little bit, but it does end on the Star card, which is, hope, a hopeful card. And it does seem like, it does seem like this is a person who could see themselves with you. And I got Libra, I got Mercury, and I got third house. So third house and Mercury, social media, apps, Libra, partnership, also meeting somebody through somebody else. But I would concentrate on the apps. Mm. But, if somebody does contact you through Facebook or, that maybe you kind of overlooked, or maybe you thought, maybe I liked him before, or maybe it was somebody on the app, if you did any dating apps, maybe it's somebody you talked to previously, but you were like, and then maybe they come back around. So, give it a shot. But yeah, I think I think you're ready and it, and the person's just getting ready to come right in.
100%. Looks fun. And not everything, not everything has to be, the end all be all. And this is just sort of a final message to everyone. Instead of looking for the one or whatever is going to turn into like marriage, ask the way Jill just asked. She just said something along the lines of like, what's the next significant relationship I should be paying attention to? Perfect. Okay. Because we can't level jump in love. We need to, in all our relationships, go through the process of whatever it was meant to be and fulfill that contract. And if you don't do that with people, you can actually be holding up the one or the real thing, or having a better understanding with someone in your life that you're meant to deal with in, family or work or friendship or otherwise. All right, Christina, it looks like we are at time. All right. Thank you so much, Mary, our beautiful producer. Thank you, Christina Del Rey, our tarot teacher and astrologer here at the Ivy League Psychic Academy. This was fun doing this with you.
So much fun. I love it.
And thank you, everybody, for tuning in and for dropping your questions. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and drop a comment at this time. We do appreciate it. I will see you next Wednesday for my bi-weekly Ask Ivy show, where I take your personal questions. I deliver out messages from Spirit. And the week after that, I am back for Get a Grip. But that time, we are starting with a brand new topic: money, career, and investments, taking your questions on those three areas. Christina and I will be back for church service, Roots Revival Interfaith. That's going to be the 22nd of January, Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And we are talking about Pluto in Aquarius, the revolution, part 1. Let's check before you hit a deadline here on what lessons you have learned from this planetary movement so important for your future. All right, everybody, thanks so much. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.